call me paranoid or schizo on cur. But every time I rent an Airbnb, I always check the light switches in the master bathroom using those Paw Patrol yogurts. You just never know. Basically what I do is I just go ahead and set it up there and put it in place just like this right here. And then I always twist the cap off and leave it open. And then I make sure I bring my clippers and I just go against the grain just like this right here. And then I always use my finger to wipe off any residue that got left on there. I like to just get in there tight like this and make a couple passes on the bottom just like that. Wow, look at that. And then you want to do the same thing on this side too, just like this. Look at that. Wow, look at that. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side, just like this. That's perfect. That's perfect. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, I got the nerve to want to call me paranoid and schizo. Longer. I don't always use my magic magnetic marker to make my dice as the reference points. Because you just never know. And I don't think nobody getting past this in regular motion. People always calling me paranoid and schizo. But I don't care. First thing I'ma do when I rent an Airbnb is always check the light switches in the master bathrooms. Basically all you gotta do is just make sure you put your cutie right up there just like that. And then what you wanna do is you wanna get your clippers and you wanna make sure you go against the grain just like that. And then you wanna get your finger and you wanna wipe off any residue that's on her. Just like that. And I always make sure to make a couple passes on the bottom just like this. Wow, look at that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Look at that. And then I always make sure I make a couple passes on the side just to make sure I got everything just like this. And yeah, I got the nerve to want to call me names like Stinky, Farty, Pooty. But I don't care. I'ma always use my magic magnetic marker to make my reference points when I'm checking the Airbnbs. Because you just never know. Wow. People always calling me paranoid and schizo. Just because I like to check the light switches in the master bathroom using pepperoni pizza. You just never know. Sorry, y'all, I got some sunflower seeds in my mouth. I was hungry when I was making this video because of that pizza smells so good. So basically for this method, all you want to do is just make sure you put your pizza up on the light switch just like this right. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure you take your finger and you wipe off any residue that's on her just like this. Then you want to go on the other side and do the same thing just like this right here. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Look at that. And I always make sure I take my finger and I knock off a little bit of that residue. And don't worry about that little pepperoni that fell. We gonna leave that down there just in case. All you want to do is just go on the other side and make sure you go against the grain just like this. And y'all got the nerve to call me paranoid and schizo like I cur. All you gotta do is just make sure you bring your magic magnetic mark and you want to make your dots as the reference points. Cause you just never know. I mean, just look at it. And y'all want to say, tell a boy, why you always gotta talk like that and make me sleepy? It's making it hard to learn the method. Well, you just never know. I don't trust the Airbnb host. That's why you always gotta make sure you quiet. Why? People always calling me paranoid and schizo, but I don't care. First thing I do when I rent an Airbnb is always make sure I check the light switches in the master bathroom. And y'all wanna call me paranoid and schizo? Well, I don't care. Basically, all you gotta do is just get you a Pringle and you wanna set it up there at top. And then you wanna get you a tack and you wanna set it in place just like that. Then you wanna get you a blowtorch and get it hot a little bit just like that. Wow, look at that. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure you get your clippers and you want to go against the grain just like this right here. I always make sure I use my finger just so I can get in there tight and get off all the residue that got attached to it. And then you want to make sure you do the same thing on the other side just like this. And then I always make sure I make a couple passes on the bottom just to make sure I got everything on the conservation. And then you want to go up on her too, just like that. Look at that. Wow, look at that. That's perfect. Don't worry about that Pringle that fell. We're just going to leave that right there just in case. That's part of the method too. And then you want to get your magic magnetic marker and make your dots as the reference points. Look at that. And y'all want to call me paranoid and schizo like I cur. Well, I don't care. I had a bunch of people in my inbox calling me names like paranoid, schizo, stinky, farty, pooty. But I don't care. They tell me they got OCD and I need to clean the O on the on button. I need to get all the dirt out. Well, I can't. All I do is just check the Airbnb. I think the host got somebody to come clean it. You just never know.